Hey guys, it's Tyler from The Line Change coming at you with another video. In this video, we're going to be going over the post-game comments from both Rick Tocchet and Elias Pettersson after last night's game against Utah. Those of you that have heard by now or seen these comments, basically, Petey messed up big time. He said something that he freaking shouldn't have said, and he's getting ripped for it, and justifiably so. So we're going to be going over a little bit of this article as well by Ian McIntyre from Sportsnet. I'm going to leave a link to the article in the description of this video. The article is "Things Go from Bad to Worse for Canucks' Elias Pettersson." Right now, we're going to read quotes from Rick Tocchet post-game on Pettersson. This is Rick Tocchet. "We've talked about how he has to move his feet and can't double clutch with the puck. I think he's waiting for something. I don't know if it's a lack of confidence in his shot, but as soon as he has room, he's got to take it and just got to blast it. I'd rather him just rip a puck right now. He's not moving his feet. I thought today some shifts he was moving his feet and it looked like we had some glimpses, but 6-on-5 there at the end, it's the same thing, waiting. If he just takes 3 or 4 strides, I don't know if it's a mental block right now all year, but he's got to move his feet." And here's the main quote for this video in particular. This was Petey's response. So Ian McIntyre asked Pettersson whether confidence is a factor when struggling to score, which is a reasonable question. It's not like McIntyre went out and said, "Why are you sucking right now? Why aren't you shooting? Are you afraid to shoot?" He didn't ask him that question like that. He just simply asked him, "Is confidence a factor?" Which is a fair question. The alternate captain said, "It's more annoying dealing with the media." Like, are you freaking kidding me? That is Petey's response? Like, my God. Like, talk about putting your foot in your mouth. That, like, oh my gosh. I saw a tweet, someone posted a tweet of that exact quote, like the Rick Tocchet quote, and then Petey's response. Someone posted that last night. I saw that last night, and my jaw hit the floor to see that quote. And then, seeing all the articles coming out, talking about it this morning, and I was like, I got to make a video on this and, give my input. And, just a lot of this is probably going to be me ranting about Petey, because after seeing that quote, I have tried to give Petey the benefit of the doubt. Yes, he didn't have a very good, off season. He wasn't able to fully train. We know he had an injury, during the off season, and he didn't come into camp in shape. And that was one of the reasons why JT was so hard on it, was because he wasn't in shape. He didn't get to train like he wanted to because of the injury from last season. So I kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt. But after seeing this quote, no more effing excuses. Like, something is wrong. Like, I don't know if it's confidence, if, it's injury related, if it's a mental thing, like what Rick Tocchet said, but clearly something is wrong. And Petey is just going after the media. He's trying to blame the media. It's not the media. The media doesn't dictate how you play. It's you who dictates how you play. You're the one on the ice. You're the one playing the game. And you're also the guy who's paid $11.6 million for the next 7 years. Time to put up or shut up, dude. And on that note, you wear a letter on your jersey. And you come out and you say that to the media, saying it's more annoying dealing with the media. You have a letter on your jersey. You're supposed to be a leader. Leaders don't say that. Like, would you ever expect someone like Brock Besser to say that? Someone like Bo Horvat to say that? Or, heck, would you even hear Quinn Hughes say something like that? No. That just shows the immaturity of Elias Pettersson. He's not mature. At 26 years old, he's not mature. Now, obviously with this, it's kind of got me thinking, did they trade the wrong guy? I know there's been some, speculation on that. Some people have said, like, I think they traded the wrong guy. This, no, yes, I didn't. I wasn't happy that they traded JT based on the caliber player he was. I did not like them trading him away to appease Elias and to try and get him going. Well, it's been how long now since the trade? And Petey hasn't shown up at all since the trade. No, he hasn't been what he was when JT took his leave. He hasn't showed that Petey, that version of Petey. He hasn't shown it. Now, obviously, as I mentioned, it's got me thinking, though, did they trade the wrong guy? Everyone says Miller was the problem. Miller was this. Miller was that. He was the problem. Him and Petey didn't get along. He was too hard on Petey. Well, after seeing this, quote from Pettersson, was JT the problem? Or is Petey the problem? Did they trade the wrong guy? Did they ship out the wrong problem? What was it Pettersson all along that was the problem? Was this what JT was on him about? Being this way and, and then, yeah, did they trade the wrong guy? I really think people are going to start questioning this now, especially after that quote and the way Petey's played since the trade. People are going to start questioning, did they trade the wrong guy? Did the Canucks make a big mistake trading JT Miller and not Pettersson? And I've mentioned in previous videos, I love both players. I mentioned again in a previous video, I wanted to keep both guys. But now I'm starting to think trading JT was a mistake. And, yes, Petey is 26 years old. Miller is aging. Petey's younger. But still, the Canucks are trying to win now. You want to try and win with, before Miller gets too older. And yes, Petey's younger, but he's just not mature. At least Miller was mature. Yes, Miller had his issues with the media too, but you would also kind of expect a quote like this from someone like Miller, not Petey. But even then, I think Miller would word it differently. He would word it better, or he just wouldn't comment on it. So this is kind of turning into a bit of a rant video on Elias Pettersson, but I'm just flabbergasted that he would go and say something like this post game to the media, and it sounds like he's blaming the media. He's still blaming the media. He's continuing to blame the media. Like, dude, stop blaming the media and, sound it out, just don't listen. I think he mentioned, earlier in the season, at least around the time when he started producing again, that he wasn't on social media. He literally said he's not on social media anymore, and it's helped. Well, I think that's a load of crap. I don't think he's not on social media anymore. I think that was, a lie. And, just him trying to get them off his back. Clearly, he's still hearing what the media, what the fans are saying about him. Clearly, he still has some sort of media connection or social media connection. Well, maybe you need to just not pay attention to the media and just play your damn game. Play your game, get better, start shooting more, like what we're trying to tell you. Even your coach is telling you, you need to move your feet and you need to shoot more. Like, your coach has noticed it. Now, yes, it's not just Petey who's not shooting, it's the entire team. He needs to start shooting more and getting pucks on net. However, this main problem is Petey. He needs to just like what Toggett said. He's got to take it and he's got to just blast it. He even said, I'd rather him just rip a puck right now. And not a whole lot of guys would miss that breakaway, that Petey missed the other night. Not a lot of players would miss the net on that. Like, you don't think, if that was Connor McDavid, he would miss? Not that I'm trying to compare Elias Pettersson to McDavid, because I'm not. I know they're two complete separate categories, at least right now anyway. Here's another quote. So there was that quote, where they asked, whether or not confidence is a factor when struggling to score. The alternate captain said it's more annoying dealing with the media. And then this was McIntyre's response, at least on the article. Well, there's only 7 years left on that contract. So, and then further on in this article, it goes, obviously, when you have Quinn out, we need people to step up, and we need to find ways to produce winger Brock Besser said. Personally, I feel like we're trying just to make a lot of plays, like in the middle of the ice when it's not there. I think we could maybe get our cycle game going a little bit more. And off of that, then we can create our shots. And when we do get some looks, I feel like we don't have great net front traffic right now. I feel like the goalie is seeing a lot of shots. Winger Dakota Joshua said, I think just too many of us are trying to make the extra pass instead of shooting the puck. Just the mindset of getting pucks to the net isn't there as much as it should be. And then the article continues. To be clear, the offensive outage for the Canucks extends far beyond Pettersson's slump and Hughes' injury. DeBrusk also was the only Canuck to score on Saturday. Besser has 2 goals and no assists in 6 games in February. Kiefer Sherwood, Pia Suter, part of the middle of the lineup scoring committee that helped keep the Canucks in the playoff race, also have just 2 points apiece this month. And new second-line center Philip Petey has looked far less dangerous in the first 2 games after the schedule break than he did the 4 games before it. But in stark contrast to Pettersson, all of these other players are still shooting. Besser and Garland have 12 shots the last 6 games. Suter 11, 10 shots since joining the Canucks in the Miller trade. Well, and this is a quote from Top, and hit the net and get people to the net. We're double clutching, and I think that's a lack of confidence. So we've got to take a couple of days here and figure this out. And he's bang on with that. Now, moving back to Pettersson, you saw on Donnie and Dolly this morning. Donnie and Dolly absolutely ripped into Elias Pettersson for that quote that he made, saying that it's more annoying dealing with the media. And as I mentioned, they ripped into him, rightfully so. Now, I mentioned in a previous video that I am a big Don Taylor fan. I've been a fan of his for years. I remember listening to him on the radio. There are some takes that Donnie has that I don't necessarily agree with. He has a bit of an old school mindset, and some of those I just don't agree with, which is fine. But I 100% agree with him on what he said on Donnie and Dolly this morning. He basically said the media is the link to your customer, being us, the fans, the fan base. And, those fans are the ones paying money to go sit in Rogers Arena and watch the Canucks play. We're essentially the ones paying that $11.6 million that Petey's making. We're the ones putting in, money, pulling in money to Rogers Arena to come watch this team play, hopefully watch this team win. And you're ripping into the media, which is your link to your customer. Like, that is just unacceptable and so unprofessional of Elias to say. And it's so disrespectful too. Yes, the media has been difficult on PD in particular, but it's because you have an 11.6 price tag. You signed a 8-year contract that pays you $11.6 million, and you haven't played like an $11.66 million player. What do you expect from the media? Obviously, the media is going to rip into you because you're not performing to the level or to the standard that you set for yourself when you signed that damn contract. You You haven't performed since you signed the contract. So you're going to get criticized for it because we haven't seen it. And then you also go following the JT Miller trade and say you want the pressure. And then you go and, 24 days later, you're saying, it's more annoying dealing with the media. Like, Petey, grow the F up, dude. You're 26 years old. Get it together. He needs to squash this attitude problem that he's got. Like, grow up. You're wearing a letter. Like, I would not be surprised at all if after this, quote that he did, that he was pulled aside and been basically asked by, whoever. Maybe it was Talkett, maybe it was somebody else, someone higher up on the team, probably pulled him aside and basically said, what the heck are you doing? Like, why did you say that? Like, he's going to get ripped into, most likely, by management from the team going, you can't be saying that. At least, if I was a part of the, upper management, I would do it. I'd pull him aside and I'd rip into him. And like, what are you doing? You can't say that. You cannot say that crap. What are you doing? Don't say that. And also, I wouldn't be surprised if he had to, make an apology of some sort. Like, I don't necessarily think he, it'll get that far, but I also wouldn't be surprised if, he came out tomorrow or Tuesday and did so. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. That was quite a bit of a rant, but I felt the need to make a video on this as it's a big topic. And, I just think it was, so unprofessional of Petey. And, I'm done defending him. I'm tired of the excuses, just like everybody else is. I've always been a big Petey fan, but right now I'm at my limit with him. He needs to turn it around. He needs to start moving his feet. He needs to start shooting, like I mentioned in my recap video of the game last night. He needs to effing shoot, and he's not. And even his coach is telling him to do it. His teammates are saying the team as a whole is struggling to shoot the puck. It's not just him, but he's also the $11.6 million guy. And if he's not shooting, the rest of the team's not shooting. So that's going to do it for this video. As always, if you like this video, make sure to like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Also, if you click that little bell, you get notified anytime a new content drops. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Where the streets have no